I feel like I've said this 100 times by now, but I'm gonna yap about it again, so get ready to add to that tally. Being the first person to accomplish something will always be a significant achievement no matter what it is. Whether you're Matt Damon being the first person to grow potatoes on Mars, or Charles White being the first person to achieve a sub 20-second speed run in the game Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine and dies. Both of these things are something to be proud of. And a few days ago, we got to witness something incredible. The first human being to actually beat Tetris for the NES. This is something that has never been done before in the 30-plus year history of the game, and it's a feat that was long thought impossible. But that's what people said about my growth spurt, and trust me, it's on the way. Nothing is impossible. And the runner named Blue Scooty proved that by reaching the first true kill screen for Tetris. He posted the run on his YouTube channel. His real name is Willis. He's 13 years old, and he did something no one else has ever done before with this accomplishment. It's extremely impressive here, and there's a great video that breaks down what makes it so special, as well as kind of the entire history of running Tetris. So I highly recommend checking this video out to really get a full understanding of the scale of this achievement. So as you would expect, everyone got really excited about this. People love to see something being done for the first time ever, being able to feel like you're part of history to witness this moment. And everyone was pumping their fist, celebrating this achievement from Willis, except for one lady. One miserable old asshole had to go out there, and instead of pumping her fist, she was shaking it, saying, "Damn you kids, you hooligans, this isn't cool. I'm not having any fun, so why should you?" and spit on it on a news broadcast. She's this journalist who made an absolute fucking fool of herself. All right, let's talk about Tetris. So I'm sure all of you saw this yesterday, but big news, or was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was yesterday. Big news though, a 13-year-old became the first human being to actually beat Tetris. So fundamentally what that means is the game stopped working. He had a score so high that the CPU just couldn't process it anymore, and it stopped working, which is crazy. It's a wild accomplishment. Like, it's super cool. So here's the clip. There's a great YouTube video on it already. But the kid's super excited, and he has every right to be. It's a wonderful achievement. Very wholesome, very cool. Everyone was pumping their fist for the kid, except for Ebenezer Scrooge over here. This absolute witch. This lady took it as an opportunity to belittle it and insult him. So here's a segment from Sky News, which is already a joke of an organization. And I guess this host was having a bit of a rough day. Needed to shit on some people's fun. There we go.
Now, Tetris has long been touted as a video game that just can't be beaten because it just goes on and on. Well, 13-year-old American Willis Gibson has technically proven that wrong. He beat the original Nintendo version of the game by reaching such a high level that the coding froze. That left the program unable to generate any more falling blocks.
Now, ordinarily, as a news anchor,
step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal. Speaking of fresh air, let's get a look at the weather.
Good one. So as a news anchor, you would think that your wholesome news segment, which this was, it was supposed to be uplifting news, you probably wouldn't want to sully it by shitting on the person, the subject here. But she just couldn't help herself. There's no way that was in the script. And she's so fucking proud of herself, too, for insulting a 13-year-old. Oh, whoops, misclick.
Step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal.
I don't understand. It is a very impressive achievement, and it's not like we're in the early 90s anymore. You can make a whole career out of an achievement like that. That kid could go on to do a lot of cool things, as that being his lightning rod moment. That is something to be proud of, and could legitimately turn into a more prosperous career than this soulless husk of a woman sitting here on Sky News with this hollow smile, probably in a loveless marriage. I'll get parasocial. Like, he literally did nothing besides just enjoy himself, pull off something really fucking cool, and she's just going with the classic, oh, go outside nerd shit. It's so ridiculous. And, like, legitimately out of nowhere for an uplifting news segment. This kid should try Donkey Kong next, take the title from Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell would go to his house and break his kneecaps himself, personally. And then pour his hot sauce brand in his eyeballs or something, try and blind him. For his own safety, Willis should stay away from Donkey Kong. I'm gonna sue a 13-year-old for being better than him. A crazy plot twist would be if Billy Mitchell sued Willis, assuming Willis takes the title, of cheating. That'd be almost poetic. Oh, look, this is cute. The makers of Tetris agree. Congratulations to Blue Scuddy for achieving this extraordinary accomplishment, a feat that defies all preconceived limits of this legendary game. Tetris CEO Maya Rogers said in a statement. Rogers noted that Tetris will celebrate its 40th anniversary this year and called Willis' victory a monumental achievement. That's so fucking cute. It really is a monumental achievement that Willis should be extraordinarily proud of. He's earned it. And he also dedicated that world record run to his father, who had recently passed away. So the whole situation should have been a very wholesome, heartfelt moment on Sky News here, but this venomous asshole decided to insult the kid for this and belittle the achievement publicly with this smug little smile on her face, like she was so happy with herself to be ruining other people's fun. Or trying to make a 13-year-old feel bad. It's craziness. This is a grown-ass adult. More than a grown-ass adult. It's an adult that's teetering on geriatric these days. And to do this, it's just frustrating. It's no surprise that everyone online came crashing down upon her, dunking on her left and right, because she made herself the easiest asshole on the planet to dislike. Just so miserable. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that briefly because this is an incredible achievement that unfortunately was sullied a little bit because of her reporting, but I actually think it had more of an opposite effect. Yeah, a lot of maybe the older octogenarians that are watching Sky News probably were like, ha ha ha, this is stupid, kids playing games isn't cool, or that's not a real achievement or a life goal, like she says, ha ha ha. Like, while they may not care and may belittle it, this actually put more of a spotlight on Blue Scooty, his achievement. So I think, in turn, this may have actually been even more beneficial because it got even more people aware that Willis had just done something that had never been done before with this Tetris world record. All in all, it may have actually been a net positive that this lady made an absolute clown of herself publicly for everyone to throw tomatoes at. But I just wanted to cover this briefly. Another huge congratulations to Blue Scooty. I'm excited to see where the Tetris community goes from here. As of making this video, there's already been 2 other runners that have also reached the true kill screen. So kind of like when the 4-minute mile barrier was broken and then a lot of other people started to be able to get 4-minute miles, that's kind of what's happening with Tetris at the moment, with 2 other runners reaching this kill screen. So really incredible stuff, and I'm excited to see more from it in the future. So, yeah, I just want to talk about it a little bit. And I also want to give you a quick Starforge update, the best PCs in the universe, in case any of you are needing to upgrade your PC or needing to get a PC to start with some gaming. Starforge is the best option available. You can click the link in the description below to get started. And here's a little word from Starforge.
With generational improvements, aesthetic updates, and our consistently high build quality, this system is bound to be the envy of both family and friends alike. For yours, check out StarForgeSystems.com, and I'll see you in the Forge.
What is the luckiest thing that can possibly happen to a person? I'm sure there's a legitimate, verified answer to this question using statistics and probability to calculate it. But hooey with that. Just like a Twitter user, I'm plugging my ears and I'm closing my eyes and I'm going to make something up. I'm pulling something out of my ass. I'm making the assumption that the luckiest thing that can ever happen to you is winning the lottery. The odds of you taking home the jackpot in something like the Powerball are so unbelievably low. So teeny tiny, itty bitty, that it is incomprehensible to even imagine winning the lottery. I'm sure everyone's tried playing at least once or twice. It's never going to be a good idea to play the lottery, but it's just one of those things where you're sitting at the gas station, you're like, fuck it, I'll let it rip. Let's just see if all the stars have aligned. And I think the best I've ever done, my PB, is maybe 2 numbers that I got correct, which of course is nothing. Like, that's not even enough to get a government agent to spit in a cup and feed it to you. You get nothing for that. To get all of the numbers is just, it has to be one of the most unlikely things you can ever do. And that brings me to today's topic. A story that I've wanted to tell but just haven't yet. I told it on stream last night, so I'll play the clips from it. But I want to break it down because this is a story that defies all of the odds. And it involves a buddy of mine and his girlfriend and her mother. Now, many of you know I'm in a band, the Gentle Men. It is myself and my friend Troy from New Zealand. Troy does all of the music. I do the lyrics and vocals. And Troy also does vocals as well. We're responsible for some of the most iconic boner jams of the 21st century, things like 2019 Guy, which was the first of its kind, a cuckcore anthem, which has never been done before or done since, and then things like Skynut, 2004 Breakup, Your Boyfriend Doesn't Scare Me, most recently Filthy, which actually lost me a brand partnership because the song is such a banger. And point is, Troy is a good friend of mine as part of this music project that we're in, the Gentle Men. Quick side note, since I'm already on the topic, this is a question I've been getting asked a lot, so I'll briefly address it. We are making more songs. In fact, we have a new EP dropping within a month, probably a little less than a month now. So there is more The Gentle Men music on its way. Now, that wasn't relevant to the story at all, so let's get back to the story. Troy has a girlfriend, and his girlfriend's mother plays the lottery every single week. And recently, something miraculous happened. When is it story time? Okay, you know what? I'll tell you a little story. Lie down in your bed, I'll tuck you in, snug as a bug in a rug. So, Troy, the other half of the Gentle Men, our band, his girlfriend has a mother. She plays the lottery every week, and has played the lottery every week for, I think it was 20 years. She plays the same numbers every single week, and has done so for about 2 decades. Now, Troy and his girlfriend are in New Zealand. The mother is also in New Zealand. And for 20 years, she has played the New Zealand lottery with the same numbers. A month ago, those numbers came up. And Troy and his girlfriend lost their fucking mind. They went crazy celebrating. Holy shit, your mom just won millions. I don't know what the jackpot was, but millions. So his girlfriend calls her mom ecstatic, super happy. And it turns out her mom, in one of the very rare times that she does this, did not go get lottery tickets with those numbers because it was raining and she didn't want to make the trip. A legitimate once-in-a-lifetime opportunity missed because of a light drizzle. And Troy and I were talking about it. Troy said to me that he wouldn't be able to live with that guilt if it was him. He'd probably kill himself. And I said, same. I don't know how I would go on living knowing that the luckiest possible thing that could happen to you would have happened to you if you just followed the routine. But her mom took it like such a champ, such a fucking warrior, that she just said, guess it wasn't meant to be. And I believe she went back to playing the same numbers again, and is still currently playing every single week. Same numbers, even though they've already come up and will never come up again. It's like a story out of an anime. There's a little story for you. That's one I haven't told yet. Troy told me that about 3 weeks ago, and I was flabbergasted. I felt so bad. Like, I felt bad for them. The mom's totally fine with it, I guess. But, man, that was crushing just to hear. The real story will be when the numbers come up again and she wins. That'd be the good ending, but I really don't see that happening. Has there ever been a case where the same lottery numbers have come up more than once? Let me see. I'm going to look that up. Here's a crazy story from October. Same New York lottery numbers drawn twice in one day. Yeah, I don't see anything about repeat numbers. like any data on it. I'm sure it's happened though. It has to have happened at some point. But the likelihood of that is super low. How much would it cost to buy every possible outcome in the lottery? I looked that up. There is data on it. It's an incredibly high number. But the biggest thing actually isn't buying every number. Let's assume you had the wealth for it. Here. The biggest problem is you would have an incredibly difficult time locating the ticket with the winning numbers on it because you'd have so many tickets. The Mega Millions and Powerball lotteries in the US can have jackpots that exceed $1 billion, and each lottery has odds about 1 in 300 million, and each ticket costs $2. Theoretically, you could buy all combinations of numbers for 600 million and guarantee that you will win $1 billion for a profit of 400 million. Wait, but you already know that's not how it works, which they're about to get into. So 600 million to buy every combination. The reason you don't actually profit is because there's tax on it. So if you win $1 billion, you keep, I think, 300 million. So you would have lost 300 mil through this. Mr. Beast did something similar. He bought scratch-offs, but he didn't make money. He lost money. He had some winners, sure, but he still ended up losing more than he won. 70%. I think so. Did I get the math wrong? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure if you win $1 billion, you keep about 330 million. If a winner emerges from Wednesday, they'll have the option to choose between $1 billion spread out across 30 years or a lump sum of $516 million. The lump sum will face the mandatory federal tax withholding of 24%, leaving the winner $392 million. And depending on the winner's taxable income, their winnings could drop to as low as $325 million. So yeah, you'd lose money if you bought every possible combination. 325 million is still good. Hey, she ain't bad, but the reason we're talking about that is because we were looking up how much it would cost to buy every combination, and it's roughly 600 million. So you'd lose money. You'd lose a lot of money. Oh, another great point. Also, more than one person can win, and then you'd have to split it further. So yeah, you would just lose money. A ton. You're so wrong. I am looking at the numbers. What are you talking about? What am I wrong about? What? It's all right here on what you take home on $1 billion win. Let's just assume you get the lump sum and for some reason they say, you know what? Listen here, Bubba. I'm not taxing that. Uncle Sam said, you keep that $516 million, not subject to tax. You'd still lose $100 million. So if you buy all the combinations here, you would need the jackpot to be well north of $1 billion, because $1 billion wouldn't be enough to cover what you spent. In the modern landscape of the cyberspace, you need to get creative when it comes to promoting your brand or your product. And I want to introduce you to a lady who's on the front lines of innovation, a true pioneer, to promote her OnlyFans. Her name is Camilla, and she's been making headlines this week because of one very degenerate marketing strategy she had for her OnlyFans work. And every headline reporting this called her the girl from Mr. Beast's Squid Game, which was really baffling to me because I didn't recall there being like some kind of front and center superstar girl from the Mr. Beast Squid Games. So I looked into it, and apparently she had like a very brief appearance in that video, and a bunch of curious coomers looked her up praying she had an OnlyFans, and it kind of blew her up, and then eventually she answered all of their prayers by making the OnlyFans, and now her entire Instagram is dedicated to promotional material just for that. It's all her Instagram is. All she does is try and lead people to that content. A pretty interesting X-Men origin story for Camilla, and I can't help but notice some shades of familiarity between her story and mine. As all of you know, I was front and center of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 with my iconic performance as District 8 hospital helper, and that experience helped elevate and propel my presence online. Very similar to her start. However, our paths diverged. Whereas she went to showing her butthole, I went to talking about butthole. So on the forked road, we went our separate ways. And now she's making some weird choices when it comes to how she promotes her OnlyFans. So the one that got her in a lot of hot water is this one.
How does it feel to have a sister that has an OF?
My friends always ask me if it's pink, but I don't really know what they mean by that.
NANI? Do you know? Click the link in my bio. Just, I can't.
It should be pretty obvious why this was disturbing and upsetting for most people. She's using her brother, who is a child, to promote her OnlyFans content. That is some twisted shit. So she has him say that his friends tease him and ask if it's pink, which is talking about her vagina. So she feeds him that line to say, asking about her beef curtains, so that way she can pretend to be shocked that he said it. And of course this is all complete with the Zoomer editing stock sound effect package, so there's constant fucking sound effects and jingling keys going off on every single action, which is beyond annoying. But it's just so weird to use a kid, your own brother, to promote your OnlyFans, and then have him say something about your pussy. Or rather, his friends say something about your pussy. It's so gross. And she just keeps doing it too, diving deeper and deeper into this unhinged lunacy, using her family as her main method of OnlyFans promotion. So she's brought on her cousins, apparently her grandparents too, though that one, there's a bit of a conspiracy there and we'll get to it. And she's used her brother in another follow-up video once this one blew up, once again trying to capitalize off it.
So this tweet's going viral on Twitter right now, so I figured I'd call my brother and just check on him, see how he's doing. It's not looking too good, so.
Honestly, I don't even want to fucking hear from you anymore. I'm blowing up on Twitter.
Bro.
I'm fighting for my life on my group chat, and so I better see myself in Disneyland by tonight, alright? I fucking hate you.
Click the link in my bio so I can take him to Disney. Bro, is he like actually even...
I actually feel really bad for the kid here because I do think there absolutely is some level of bullying that's probably happened to him as a result of that video blowing up. And it's not like he wanted to be the marketing mascot for his sister's OnlyFans content. That's just her depraved idea. And she's doing it again here, double dipping with this awful fucking idea of using her brother for OnlyFans promotion. I don't know who could ever think it's a good idea to have a child advertise porn for them. Like, there's no way that's legal. That's probably like actually a crime. That's probably illegal. I don't know if she does like full nudity and like full porn or anything like that, but even still, that there's still no way that it's legal to have a child advertise potentially sexually explicit material. Like, there's just no way that that's allowed.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you since your, older cousin does OF?
One of my brother's older friends showed me a picture of something you posted.
How did that make you feel?
Just awkward at the moment.
Do you still love me?
Yes.
Love you.
She does a couple of these interviews with her family about her doing OnlyFans. Like, hey, how weird's it been now that I'm out here doing OnlyFans, right? Like, isn't that kind of pretty wacky, huh? Any stories to tell? And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, some people make jokes about it and, send some mean shit in a group chat. And she's like, oh, haha, but you still love me, right? And they're like, I mean, yeah, I guess. So I don't know why she thinks this is good advertising. It's just really uncomfortable. It's one thing to have a family that's totally supportive and okay with you doing that kind of content, and a totally different thing to bring them on camera and then ask them deep questions about OnlyFans and like, oh, well, what have you seen from my OnlyFans and what are people saying about my OnlyFans, relative, huh? Like, that's just weird. It's super weird.
What's the craziest reaction you've gotten from your older cousin having an OF?
People send me things in my group chat, like TikToks.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like really awkward and weird.
Are you embarrassed?
I don't even know. It's just like when they send it, it's like, whatever.
Do you still love me?
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you'd ever want to not only ask your cousin these kind of questions, but then film it and then use it for marketing material for your OnlyFans. It just doesn't make sense. Why do you want them to talk about you being naked on OnlyFans? That's your cousin. I don't know, that is just really yucky. Like, this whole idea she's running with here about bringing all of her family into her OnlyFans ads is so fucked up.
What's the freakiest thing you guys have ever done?
Well, the Chevy was,
Grandma! Earl! Grandma, you used to get...
And now this is where the tinfoil hat's coming on. So she calls them grandma in the video, and the caption says grandma and grandpa. So we're led to believe these are her grandparents that she's doing this very goofy, uncomfortable interview with here about their sexual escapades, Grandma, Grandpa, when's the last time you two steamed ham, huh? When was the last time you did a little bedroom rodeo? And then she's like, oh, you used to get down and dirty, Grandma? Oh my goodness, why I never. Heavens to Betsy. And yeah, that's goofy, cringy kind of stuff, but it's not nearly as weird as having them turn around and just start plugging your OnlyFans. But then things take like a very sinister, incestual turn.
You had 15 minutes with me, what would you do?
Always been curious what it'd be like to be with a woman.
You had 15 minutes with me, what would you do?
Well,
And then she also has one where she does kiss or slap game with Grandmammy. Old Meemaw, would you rather kiss or slap her granddaughter's ass? It's so fucked up. So, the conspiracy is, those aren't her real grandparents. They're just actors. And I think that's probably the case. I can't imagine she would just go into incest proudly like this. That would be truly off the rails. So I imagine that they're actors. Which then begs the question, why? Why do this? It's still so creepy. Now, I'm pretty sure those are actors, but I don't think her cousins were, and I don't think her brother is. Like, I don't think you'd be able to hire a child to promote your sexually explicit material. That would 100% be beyond illegal. Like, she would be thrown in jail for that shit, I imagine, like, on the spot. So that's probably her real family there, but then she used her grandparents to continue doing this family OnlyFans kind of push, which is... It's so weird. Why would you want your family pushing your OnlyFans? And then, even bigger question, why would you want your child brother pushing your OnlyFans? This whole thing from Camilla is horrifying. It's so fucked up. It's so weird. So all of like the backlash she received isn't surprising, and she's still going. She's still doing this kind of shit. Like, these videos aren't that old at all. It's still continuously developing. Like, she is still engaged in this kind of content and these kind of marketing pushes. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you because this is just a really creepy situation that I thought was just fucking weird. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. I'm confident that a large number of you watching this video have been the victims of porch pirates or package thieves at some point in your life. It's becoming an ever-increasing crime that's more common than jaywalking at this point. Now, as the video title is already spoiled for you, yes, we were recently the victims of porch pirates, and we've got some nice 4K footage compliments of the Ring doorbell that caught them in the act, and I just really want to talk about this because it is so frustrating that this keeps happening. And what's even more frustrating is just how bubbly she is while stealing our shit. She looks directly at the Ring doorbell and basically just smiles at us, just stares a hole through our soul, because she knows she's going to get away with it, and she has. They aren't really able to do anything. Authorities can't fucking track her down just by knowing what she looks like. This isn't a game of guess who. So here comes our little angel now, and this is clearly not her first rodeo because she brought some equipment here. She's got a big bag in order to efficiently steal packages, so that way she doesn't have to struggle with, like, carrying multiple packages in her arms. Just look at this efficiency. She's a well-oiled machine. This is some shit out of Ocean's 11 here. She's in and out within 30 seconds, gets the whole kit and caboodle, and then even blows a little kiss on the way by, looking directly at the Ring doorbell. Excellent work, ma'am. Also, for any astute observers out there, that vehicle parked in front of the house, that soccer mom Batmobile, that was her getaway car. She had the chutzpah to not only casually walk up to the house, slowly pick up all the packages, and then waltz away smiling. She even parked her car basically in the driveway of the place she was robbing. She didn't even do the standard shit that you see in crime heist movies where they park like a block away before robbing a bank. Everything was so bold and brash, and it doesn't matter because she did get away with it. Now, I blurred her face because I'm not trying to lead a witch hunt here or anything. Of course, I don't care about protecting the identity of a criminal, but I do not want to engage in any kind of witch hunt behavior. I'll explain what she stole in just a moment, but I also want to explain that this is not me that was stolen from this time around. This is Matt. These little goodies that were stolen were Matt's, and I'll go ahead and give you the little post-game analysis report to tell you what her grand total is that she made off with. Incalculable wealth. She basically won the Powerball by stealing from Matt. She got priceless artifacts, treasures that not even Nicolas Cage would be able to steal, like the Declaration of Independence, because they're too important and too valuable to even put a price tag on. One of the items was a custom birthday present that Matt spent like 6 months working on and ordering and getting finished and finalized for his sister. It was a birthday present that Matt had waited half a year for to give to his sister that finally arrived, and now it's in her hands, so I can promise you there's not shit she can do with it unless she happens to share the same name as his sister and the same interests. And then the big package that she stole is actually a package that was meant for all of us, not just Matt. It was our most recent merch line. I shit you not, this isn't just supposed to be some kind of merch plug. She stole our prototype merch. This happened quite a little bit ago, so we were waiting for some prototype merch to come in to see how everything feels and looks to make sure that it's up to our quality standards and make sure that it absolutely slaps. And that was that package. So she made off with some alpha merch here. This is a bigger haul than robbing a bank. She broke into Fort Knox and stole something far more valuable than gold. Moist Global merch. For our anime streetwear line, which I'm going to use this as an opportunity to plug the merch here as a little ad section. That line is available now. We had to get another shipment sent to us so we could test it all out and make sure it's all good, and it's fucking amazing. So the anime streetwear line is available on moistglobal.com right now. The items are so good that it possessed this woman to steal packages off people's porches just for the chance at finding these puppies. This shirt's available, these pants, this hoppy coat, which has become a favorite of mine since I've been wearing hoppy coats so often now since we started that. This hoodie, and so much more. So much incredible stuff at moistglobal.com. You can click the link in the description below if you want to just get taken there instantly. Now anyway, back to the topic at hand. So Bozo did get away with the crime, unfortunately, and it just boils my blood because this is happening to everyone everywhere. Like I mentioned, since everyone is basically shopping online these days, there's not a whole lot of, brick and mortar purchases. It's going to people's doorstep. The packages get there, and then some people just swoop in and take it like reverse leprechauns coming to steal our pots of gold that are left out on the porch. It's extremely frustrating. Oftentimes it's just total strangers that are just going to random houses looking for packages and then taking them. Other times it's your neighbor coming in and swooping in, taking your shit. You can't trust anyone. There's reptilians among us and they're taking all of our things. Just look at this, the arrogance is infuriating. Basically giving a thumbs up to the Ring doorbell camera, smirking at it, knowing that she's being recorded and watched, but it doesn't matter because she also knows that she's going to get away with it. Also, love how she's wearing a Hurley shirt. She must have just finished stealing from PacSun, and she is way too old to be in that store. Act your age, lady. It's so frustrating. This Porch pirate found the One Piece with our Moist Global merch, and then also stole an extremely important item from Matt to his sister. And it sucks because this isn't like some kind of freak incident that happened. Package thieves are so common now. I don't know how often it's happened to Matt, but for me personally, it's happened a couple of times with my packages being stolen. I've personally been the victim of porch pirates only twice in my life, I believe. That's mainly because I just don't really order many things, and the things I do order are things that nobody is gonna try and steal. Like, for example, the Moby Huge. The Moby Huge is a 60-pound wiener. Like, no one's taking that. So most of those items that I get aren't really things porch pirates are, salivating over. The only 2 times that I've had my packages stolen by a porch pirate was one when I was living in my apartment complex and I was really obsessed with buying goofy instruments. So I had a pretty silly one delivered. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was a pocket trumpet, and someone had taken it right in front of my door. And then the second time is I ordered, I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It was either Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon cards, and they just left a couple packages out front, and someone came by and snagged them. Which is obviously not only a huge headache because you didn't get what you paid for, and it's not the fault of the seller, just some asshole came through and swiped it, but it's also just a big psychological thing as well, just feeling like it's unsafe to order things to your house because someone might steal it. It just sucks. And what's even worse is things like Ring doorbell, like they're there to help in situations like this, to be like a deterrent to thieves and all that. But because this has become so common, it's very difficult for there to be action taken on each of these cases. And even if they do try and, figure out who it was that stole from you, piece together the puzzle pieces to the mystery and solve it like Scooby-Doo and the crew, it's very unlikely that even if somehow they do pull off the miracle and find the person that stole your packages, you're still not likely to get the stolen items back. The whole thing just fucking sucks. Porch pirates are degenerate scum. Mark Rober is a hero for glitter bombing package thieves. I love that. That's my favorite series ever. The glitter bombs against the package thieves is great. Obviously, this is a huge problem faced by a lot of people, but I don't have the solution either. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to, like, protect packages dropped off on the porch, unless you have, like, some kind of safety deposit box or, like, a vault door that delivery, personnel are supposed to deposit the stuff in and then like lock on the way out. I really have no idea. That doesn't sound super efficient. That seems like it could get pretty messy and weird. So I don't exactly know, what can really be done to stop this from being such a common crime. It's just one of those things that fucking sucks though, and I really wanted to talk about it a little bit. So that's it. So yeah. Coming right out of the gate, no jokes, no memes. What's happening with Russia and Ukraine is absolutely terrifying. It's super scary shit, and my heart goes out to anyone affected by it. I know thoughts and prayers aren't exactly useful. You can't do anything with it except wipe your ass with it, but it's about all I can do. I really am wishing the best for anyone affected by the situation. Now, with all that being said, Twitter has somehow once again done what it does best and deliver the absolute worst possible takes and memes on the situation. And Twitter checkmarks in particular somehow always try and make themselves the center of whatever the story is. So today there was a lady who made a slam poem to Vladimir Putin about if she was his mother, maybe then everything would be okay. And it is one of the most bafflingly awful things I've ever seen on Twitter, which is a statement I do not make lightly. It's up there, it's definitely beyond, in fact, the Gal Gadot thing where she had all the celebrities singing. This is so much worse than that. So, maybe it'll work though. Maybe Vladimir Putin will see her slam poem and be like, fuck, she's right. Hey, call it off, we're done here, boys. I got a new mommy now.
Dear President Vladimir Putin, I'm so sorry that I was not your mother. If I was your mother, you would have been so loved, held in the arms of joyous light. Never would the stories plight the world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peaceful under a night sky. If I was your mother, the world would have been warm.
It's like the ending to 8 Mile if it was dog shit. I didn't even know slam poetry still existed. I thought slam poetry was like outlawed a few years ago, that it's a criminal offense because most slam poetry is just insufferable. And for some reason she thought this was a good idea or something positive when it's really not. This is textbook narcissism and main character syndrome. Like those tough guys who are like, yeah, if only I was around during 9/11, I would have stopped the hijacking of the planes. I would have just beat the shit out of them. Would have even given him a swirly in the bathroom before finally killing him and saving the day. It has that kind of energy. If only I was Vladimir Putin's mom, none of this would have happened. And then like apologizing for not being his mom, it's fucking apology accepted. I can't believe you, selfish harpy. How could you not be his mother? Oh my god, it's like you don't care at all. I also love how when I was recording this, you can see her getting ratioed in real time. You are actually watching a biblical smackdown of L plus ratio unfold throughout the video. The quote tweets just keep rising.
So much laughter and joy, and nothing would harm. I can't imagine the stain, the soul-stealing pain that the little boy you must have seen and believed, and the formulation of thought quickly taught that you lived in a cruel, unjust world. Is this why you now decide no one will get the best of you?
Hooey! You smell that? Smells like cooked ass up in here. She just roasted him. She was in his head. Fucking read him like a book. Spread Putin's cheeks wide open. That's called a psychoanalysis, dummy. Putin just got sat down right now. This is just, I can't even imagine the mindset she must have had when making this. To think that somehow this would be helpful or viewed as a good thing. It's so tone deaf. I could have saved the day if I was just Vladimir Putin's mom, if he had just suckled on my titty when he was a baby. My positive milk would have infiltrated into his little body and he would have come out to this absolute angel of a person instead of what we had today. And I'm sorry that I wasn't your mom. Fucking wild. It worked. The slam poem was so powerful. I just got word Russia is no longer invading Ukraine. She did it. She saved the day. Thank you. Like, I just have to wonder what she was expecting. Like, they just raised the white flag or like a, oopsie. Now that we've heard this poem, I think we're done.
Is this why you do not hide nor away shy from taking back the world? Was it because so early in life, all that strife racked your little body with fear? If I was your mother, if the world was cold, I'd have died to make you warm. I'd have died to protect you from the unjust, the violence, the terror, the uncertainty. I would have died to give you life.
Oh, what are you even talking about? Be careful, she's a hero. She's really going in here. She's going fucking sicko mode now. Getting real wacky here. I don't understand at all why she would make this and why it's so long. It's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds of pure fucking nonsense.
Oh, dear Mr. President Putin, if only I'd been your mother. Perhaps the torture of unwrit youth would not within your heart imbue ascription to such fealty against that world that you thought was so cruel. Perhaps you would hold dear human life, and on this night, instead of Mother Russia, you would call me, and I would set your mind quite free with the love that only a mother can give, and only a mother can take away.
Hey, thanks. It sucks. Behold, the raid boss of mothers. This is just more useless than a petition, honestly. Again, this is just another in the many attempts from celebrities to try and make any kind of awful situation something that they can benefit from. They view everything, no matter how horrible, as an opportunity for growth or just general attention, which she's getting.
Towards the awareness of what a powerful being of light you could be if your mind was only free from the violence you've seen when you were just 2 or 3. I cannot believe I was born too late, in a different place, when I would have loved you so, watched you play wherever you go.
I also can't fucking believe that she was born too late to be Putin's mom. Fuck. It all could have been avoided if she was just his mom. Shit. Damn. So powerful. Moving and inspirational. Fuck. Sensational. Gonna make me go to the toilet and blast out and ejaculational. It's so upsetting, honestly. When I first saw this, it wasn't so much of like, haha, this is goofy, silly. It's more of like a, wow, this just made me mad kind of thing. Because, again, this is that fucking narcissistic mentality that a lot of these check marks on Twitter have, where they feel like every situation they need to insert themselves into and make themselves like the hero or anything to get them brownie points or spin themselves in a positive way. Just every situation, no matter how grim, they take as an opportunity to put themselves in the situation and make something out of it, like gain financially from it, attention from it, grow their socials from it, like whatever the case may be. And I fucking hate it. Now, I can say with a high level of confidence that this whole song and dance she's put together here, this little piece of shart, it's not art, is useless and won't help anything, but I am willing to concede if Putin does come out and say, hey, I watched this poem and it made me rethink everything, then I will say I was wrong. I will let her, spank me, spit on me, whatever. But for now, I think what's going to happen is nothing from this except her getting more and more attention from it, which, of course, was probably her goal in the first place, not to actually do anything of any benefit to the people affected by what's happening in the world. So yeah, I just want to talk about this. That's about it. So yeah, almost 2 weeks ago now, I made a video talking about a woman who's made over $100,000 selling her jarred farts. It's actually how I spent my Christmas day, just researching this. While you were out having fun with your family and opening presents, I was studying the ass and the endless capabilities of it, the potential. This story convinced me that the human colon was basically an infinite money cheat code. All she had to do was blast a little ass into a jar and sell it for a crazy price, and she was making so much money. So just to give you a basic lore breakdown, she was a reality TV star, her name's Stephanie, and then she transitioned to Instagram and became a full-time fart dealer. Not like one of those shady flatulence dealers that you see on the side of the corner with missing teeth and all that, and you can't even trust whether or not they farted or shit in the jar. No, she was a high-quality luxury fart vendor. And she was making a ton of money selling her jarred farts on her platform. She had made over $100,000 just over the last month or so from doing it. And it looked like it was all on the up and up for her. In my last video, a lot of people had questions whether or not she bare ass farts into the jar, because then you'd obviously get like poopy particles in there and stuff, which would be more bang for your buck, I suppose, if you're into it. I don't have the answer to that, and I still don't even today. I imagine she probably did it fully clothed, so you just got kind of the essence of a fart, not so much like the actual unit, you know? So when you open it up, you'd probably still get like a bit of that Methodist, but you wouldn't get like the full-blown rotten dog shit smell, I don't think. But again, I didn't get a chance to buy any. Those were limited edition because she's retired. That's right. Not in the way you think. It's not like she just, hung up her jersey and said, I'm done with the sport. No. She was forced to retire by nature. She almost died from farting in jars too often. Yesterday, Stephanie was rushed to the hospital with symptoms of either a heart attack or a stroke, and she feared it was her final moments. That must have been horrifying, to like sail into Valhalla with your ass squatted over a jar, literally just farting yourself to death. I can't even imagine. That's fucking worse than getting dysentery on the Oregon Trail. So yeah, she was treated for like heart attack symptoms and everything, but doctors eventually concluded it wasn't a heart attack or a stroke. She had been eating too much eggs and beans. So in my initial video talking about this, I said she probably wasn't even farting into the jars because, I mean, that's a lot of work. She said she had changed her diet around in order to, like, produce as much ass juice as possible, and I just kind of doubted that because I just felt there was no way the human anus had evolved enough to meet the demand that she was experiencing. I just didn't think it was possible to supply that much. And it's not like she even really needed to go through the effort of actually tooting in those jars, because people were basically buying the idea of a fart in a jar. Like, no one's going to be able to take that jar and prove whether or not there was a sacred fart held within those walls. Like, what are they going to do? Take it to a forensics expert, a team of scientists, get them on it? Hey, guys, can you conclude whether or not Stephanie actually did squeeze one out in here, just dump a fart in this jar? Because you could open it up and it might just, it might have been a fart that wasn't smelling, maybe it wasn't that pungent. There's just no way anyone could have proven whether or not there was a fart in that jar. It's like the fucking Schrodinger's cat conundrum. So she really could have just been selling empty jars and saved herself a lot of trouble. But apparently she was truly committed to the craft, the love of the sport. There was real passion there. She changed her entire diet around to be only protein shakes, eggs, and beans. And as a result of this diet, nearly just fucking died. Like, her gas pain was so intense that she needed to be rushed to the emergency room. She fucking committed her life to this craft here, a full-blown professional athlete. Like, it was actually incredible to read this, and I couldn't help but just commend her for the dedication. She sacrificed her health for the sake of her customers. God damn it. She said, I'm putting my best ass forward in these jars, no doubt. My customers are getting quality. God damn it, I don't care if it costs me my life. But I'll be honest, after reading this, my heart broke for the people that bought those jars and made the mistake of opening them. She ate a diet of nothing but eggs, beans, and protein shakes. That shit was basically a biological weapon she was shipping out to customers. I bet there's actual corpses in those houses that bought those jars. Like, that must have stunk to high heaven. That was no doubt some real stinky shit in there. They could have probably replaced Narcan with her fart jars with that kind of diet. Just someone overdosed, the fucking paramedics bring out Stephanie's ass can, it brings them right back to life and they quit drugs on the spot. I promise you that much. Like, good lord. She truly changed her whole way of living just to accommodate these jars of farts. If that's not inspiring, I don't know what is. Unfortunately, she has had to retire from this. The prescription that they gave her is like gas suppressants. Like, her treatment is basically stop eating gas-producing foods. Like, stop making your whole diet about expelling gas at dangerous rates. So she has to stop now for her own health. And, you know, that just makes those jars even more valuable now. You're going to see that shit popping up on eBay for millions in the next few years, I'm sure. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because what a wild journey it's been. She was only in business for a few months too, so she didn't even really reach her peak. What's the expression? The star that burns brightest burns fastest or something? Like burns out the fastest? I don't fucking remember. She flew too close to the sun and burnt up, unfortunately. But she still made, I think, right around $200,000 from a couple of sources I've read from. So she's doing all right. And she still got her fart NFTs on the way, you know? So there's still something to look forward to there, but it's not going to be the same. You don't have that physical jar. So, you know, I don't know how successful that's going to be, but she still got those NFTs coming out at some point. Who doesn't love NFTs, am I right? I mean, fuck, what a great waste of money. Anyway, that's about it. See ya. Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. I know it looks like I'm being held hostage, but I'm not. I'm fine, I promise. I swear on jolly old Saint Nick. But I do recognize that this looks like some kind of witness protection leaked footage kind of thing, like an interview with Edward Snowden or something. So I'm on a little Christmas trip, and I hope all of you had a wonderful holiday. Hopefully Santa Claus delivered wonderful presents and beautiful ass for you all to eat today. And I've got to tell you, he left a little something special for me, that old greasy bastard. You see, Santa Claus and his reindeer were able to evade NORAD, which is America's air defense program, in order to deliver something truly awful for me. And it is the gift of knowledge. He blessed me with a link to an article on a reality TV star who's begun selling her farts in jars and has made over $100,000 in the last couple weeks doing it. It's amazing. I don't remember if Christmas is supposed to be the celebration of Jesus' birth or remembrance of his death. I couldn't tell you, but I imagine it's probably his death, and this is probably what killed him.
Hey guys, welcome to another day in the life of a girl who sells her farts in a jar. Since my last TikTok, I've completed over 100 more orders, and people have been asking me for proof, and the proof is in the pudding.
Now that is a stinky pudding. $78,000 from jarred fart sales. This is what 2021 is all about. This is entrepreneurship in the modern era. If only I'd seen this video a week earlier, I would have had a great stocking stuffer for my whole family. I'd be giving jarred farts away like candy. Yeah, so this is how I'm spending my Christmas, envious of a woman who's jarring her farts and making six figures off it. This ties perfectly into something I've been saying for a long time now, and something that I still truly believe. I think any woman or man, for that matter, should start an OnlyFans ASAP. You can just make tons of money doing fully clothed pictures. Like pictures you would post on Instagram, you can post on OnlyFans instead, and people will pay for them. There are desperate, lonely weirdos that will pay top dollar for anything, no matter how trivial it is. You actually think she's farting in all of these jars? No chance. At the very least, at least when Belle Delphine was selling her gamer girl bathwater, you were at least getting water in those mason jars. Here, you're getting an idea, an imaginary fart in there. There's no way to confirm it's actually there. I don't think every time you open it, you're gonna get like a fucking Methodist, you know, like a blast of this odious ungus of a fart that she's dumped in there. Like, I just don't think that's happened. I think she's literally just taking empty jars, putting like little roses in them and shipping them. I don't think she's farting in them. Not to, you know, put on the tinfoil hat here, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't think she's farting 500 times a day to fulfill the orders here. There's just no way her ass can meet the demand right now. She doesn't have the supply for it, unless she has like some kind of turbo X-Men mutant style colon that's able to just constantly blast these bad boys out. I just don't think it's possible, because she's getting hundreds of orders, because she's made over six figures doing this. It's amazing. Though I guess it is possible she's able to, because apparently she's dedicated her whole life to this art here, so she eats a diet that helps her fart all the time, like constantly. And she even has this video where she's checking on her colon after a day of farting. I don't know what happens there. Maybe the colon just gives her a thumbs up, like, yep, still good down here. But I guess it could be possible, theoretically.
Now, look at that. You are welcome. So today started off very early. I had a radio show interview that was based in Mumbai, India. So had to be up at 4 a.m. to get my hair and makeup ready so I'd look sexy for the fart buyers of India, who are one of my biggest demographics.
Honestly, this is a Sigma grind set right here. She's farting, she's shitting, and she's doing interviews to continue farting and shitting professionally. She's entered the realm of professional farting, and jarring, I suppose, by extension. Now, I know a lot of people are quick to judge and say, wow, women have it so easy. They can just jar their own farts. Ugh, they're playing life on recruit difficulty. But think about this for a moment. You have to basically be ready at any moment of the day to start jarring a fart. Like, I've juiced out some real wet ones over the last week or so, because I've been eating a little unhealthy on this vacation. And I wouldn't even stop to think to jar them, you know? Like, it'd be such a hassle, like, oh my god, I'm at the family dinner, I've got a good one ready to squeak out of my butt cheeks, and I have to jar it because this is going to sell for premium, you know? This is going to be a collector's item. I'm going to probably mark it up because it'll be like the elite package, something like that. And it's just, it's a lot. Like, there's a lot of moving parts to this business, and I don't think any of them are easy, and I think it probably weighs on her mentally, but she's a hero. She's a champion. She's a fucking farting champion, and she's starting to reap the rewards of it because she's not afraid to put in the extra effort to get to the top.
Then I spend a portion of my day working on my fart jar NFTs that are launching in just a couple weeks. I chat with my fart jar community on Discord, answering questions, talking about my farts, and working with my graphic design team. And after that, I have some shipments to drop off at the post office.
More like shipments, am I right? Because she's selling farts and shit. But anyway, this is about the most predictable 2021 outcome of any business ever, turning it into an NFT. It's almost poetic. To take fart and shit and make it an NFT, I think that is absolutely beautiful. Though if you ask me, it kind of defeats the purpose of a fart jar, because the whole point of the fart jar is that it's a physical thing, right? You can open it and get that hit, that dopamine rush. Whereas with a fart jar NFT, you don't get that. It's just like a piece of art that you have to assume represents one of her meaty blasts from her ass, I guess. But again, I'm not like the main clientele here. I'm not one of her buyers or in her demographic. So maybe people are buying the fart jars just to keep them as a collector's piece, put it over the fireplace, or maybe even put it like in like a glass display or something to talk about. I just imagine with fart jars, the whole point is that you can at any moment open it and gas out the whole room. You actually get something physical and you get a smell and an experience, whereas in NFT you don't really get that. But I'm sure it'll do extremely well because anything with an NFT does well from fucking idiots, I guess. So I just want to talk about this because this is how I've spent the last hour of my Christmas, is just reading about her and watching some of her explanations on how the fart jar business is going. She's got a whole fart jar enthusiast community, and I just think it's incredible. I think that's great, so congratulations to her, and what a great year for fart jar enthusiasts everywhere. That's about it. See ya. Meet the woman who married Tetris. I've been wondering who finally put the ring on him. Next time you guys are jerking off to Tetris, just know, it's a taken man right there.
Makes me feel like I'm actually in Tetris.
Oh, that's gotta be really wet for her then. I'm inside of him. She doesn't even look like she's very good at the game.
Myself in the game.
She's not even taking the time to really get to know him.
Pierre. I wouldn't say it's
this is even an official wedding.
Life, but
she's reading it off an iPhone.
One of the most memorable days of my life.
This will never hold up.
So much, and when I was with Dave, I'm polyamorous, so.
Oh, how convenient.
To that video game
Does Tetris know this? That's Portal in a nutshell. People fucking go nuts for the companion cube.
One more irregularities on it.
Why is there so many paper towels on the floor? Her friends think it's a joke, but she's trying to be serious. Can you at least hire someone that can properly wed them?
David Dim after Dave Jones of EEV Vlog, because I was curious.
That's fucked up. You're basically like a cuck then. If you married Dave and you're like sticking his dicks into like the electrical outlets, you are literally letting him fuck other things.
I'd love to cuddle him when he was just running and heating up, and that's unfortunately what led to him overheating. To see the wave, especially when you held onto his probe and you saw the
calm down, he's overloading
wave on the screen of the
he's already come, lady, let him go.
Mains, and it just didn't work out. My secondary interest is actually Beat Saber.
Oh, that's good choice. That looks about right. Yeah, I can feel those feelings.
A true love for Tetris and all of the rest of the objects that I ever loved.
But you don't fuck them?
Hey, please like this video
Take
and
that
subscribe
shit to the next level.
The Wizard of Odd.
Bro, fucking David had built-in dildos. You telling me you didn't fuck yourself with David's probes? What a waste. No wonder he fucking killed himself. It's not a person, by the way. David is the electricity charge machine. Before someone clips that, David is a machine that ran out of battery and she couldn't fix. The joke was he was a virgin because she refused. You get it now. Yeah, I think I've justified it plenty. I fell in love with my sugar daddy. Do you hear that, T3 subs? There's hope for all of you out there with your favorite e-girls.
We met on this dating site called Seeking Arrangements.
Hey, I know that one.
It's mostly known as a sugar baby, sugar daddy website.
Yeah, that was a really popular one when I was in college. I wasn't a client, I just know that one.
We just care about money. And the more we got to know each other, the more that I just liked.
Man, he is really mean mugging out here.
I'd say by just
he's looking real stern.
Still had feelings for. And there's
He's
another
got some
one, and
ice.
it has a different finish to it. There's also this one.
Is she like a SoundCloud rapper? What does she need this shit for?
Really stood out.
Do your children know that you're a sugar daddy? Have you told them?
Yes.
They do know that.
But they're 4 years old. They don't know what it means yet.
But they're skeptical.
This is so weird. Don't act like when you're 60 years old, you won't be wanting to slam 18-year-old ham. Grant's just out here paying for it.
That's your daughter?
Ex-boy band star unrecognizable after plastic surgery.
Mixed when you walk into a plastic surgeon's office. I've had.
Well, it's not something most people find themselves doing. You don't just like wander in. It's not like going to Target.
Invasive surgeries, but I don't know the maintenance that's involved.
Yeah, you need a firmware update.
Now moving forward,
Have you downloaded the latest drivers to your face?
Like this.
Oh, what a library!
Yeah, I think there
you got the Outsiders in there?
Definitely books here that's amazing.
Because they don't know how to express their emotions. They don't know how to have an actual conversation with you.
As far as, the age difference goes,
I'd believe that.
Been a big concern.
18-year-olds these days grew up on the internet and with Reddit and shit. They have been trained to be fucking losers.
Younger than me.
So I was 16 when he
approached
me.
No.
And
Marcus,
I told him
that's a crime.
18, and I was like, oh.
Having discovered Tamasia's true age, the pair stopped dating. But when she turned 17, they picked up where they left off, despite many objections about the big...
That's still a crime. Damn. At least in most places. We waited 30 days
There's the camp that
for her WoW
looks at
subscription to
Tamasia,
renew, and then I said, you know what, that's good enough.
Here's this young girl.
He looks like Bill from The Last of Us.
Hanging out with Marcus's friends, Tamasia sometimes feels pressure.
Hang out with Marcus's friends at the retirement home.
Sometimes I still get a bit anxious when his friends come over because it's I have to mature myself in a way that
please,
don't
they're coming over to play
child.
Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah,
I'm sure. You don't need to really change too much. It's
good thing I made brownies.
talk about fantasy, magic, and sci-fi. Why is he dressed up in a suit to hang out? Oh yes, I'm coming over to eat brownies. I'll put on my favorite tux.
Of them.
He's a very kind, sweet person. Always trying to do.
See, nice guys don't always finish
He's
last.
Just an all-around great guy.
You just need to wait.
Awesome father.
40 years.
I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him.
I don't know him very well, but I will probably agree with that. Yeah, I'll say you're probably right on the money with that. Fetishes are a lot like nipples. Everyone has one. And in the spirit of Halloween, I was trying to find some scary, spooky fetishes to look at and investigate. And oftentimes I'll just type in a bunch of weird shit that I think might turn up a result on YouTube. So I typed in, I am sexually attracted to ghosts, and luckily I actually found one of the world's first ghost fetishists giving an interview about it. So I thought we could dive in and take a peek to get in the spirit of Halloween.
Yeah, which is some people would be a little scared of, but you weren't scared by it.
It never felt scary. It felt comforting, if anything.
And even when you were in, this all happened sort of in the spare bedroom. That was where it was, at its most powerful. Even when it came up behind you and you could feel its breath on your neck, that still didn't freak you out.
I was starting to fall asleep. It came to me, and
what happened?
God, look at the face. That is the face of a man who is sexually aroused in the subject. He looks like he's any second just waiting to come. He just needs to hear the right words from her. I really like how the beginning of this intro isn't really even her telling her story with fucking ghosts. It's this guy leading her down the path of the story like he's writing this fanfic for her 50 Shades of Grey spirit realm dimension.
I don't know what I can say on TV.
You had sex?
Yeah, I had sex with the ghost.
With a ghost?
Yeah.
I had to take the mask off. That shit was designed for a 9-year-old's head dimension, so it was basically suffocating me. I felt like I was being assassinated by Agent 47, the hitman, and it's probably full of lice. But anyway, I spliced this around a little bit because the intro is a bit long-winded. In a nutshell, she had a fiance, he worked a lot, she got bored, so she'd go into the spare bedroom and she felt the presence of spirits and eventually let them fuck her. And now we're getting into the juicy details on how she converted from human flesh to spirit ectoplasm.
Physically, how does the sex bit happen?
You can still feel it. Like it was it's difficult to explain.
Like a weight.
Kind of a weight, but at the same time weightless, and like a physical. There's the breath and stroking, and the energy as well. I think the energy was a lot to do with it. Do you feel a connection?
I've got to wonder though how she chooses her sexual ghost partners. Like, how does she know she's not getting fucked by Adolf Hitler and forming this connection with his ghost? How does she process who's entering her vagina spiritually? It's just a very odd dynamic, but the ghosts must be fucking thrilled. It's gotta be boring as shit being a ghost, only being able to move chairs and knock over vases at 3 a.m. To be able to go and just fully penetrate this woman who's more than willing and consenting to it, that's gotta be such a treat to Danny Phantom's universe over there on the other side of the spirit world, the ghost zone.
And does a sexual experience with a ghost end in orgasm?
For me, yeah.
Right, gosh, so wow.
And fan for the ghost?
I just hope so.
Well, I can't say for sure if the ghost's orgasm, but I can tell you this co-host here looks like he's about to.
Then after that relationship ended, I mean, there have been many other spirits that have come to visit you.
Yeah.
And some have lasted sort of one time, but some have lasted a little bit longer.
This is why I think it's a little dangerous what she's doing. She's teaching these ghosts that it's possible for them to fuck us. She's basically the slutty teacher in all the porn films that's teaching the students how sex works, but on a larger scale and a very different clientele with these spirits. Eventually, they're going to want more than just her, and she already admits that she's ended sexual relations with a lot of the spirits. That means they're going to be seeking out other pussies and buttholes to come after. Rest in peace, anyone that sleeps on their stomach. You're going to have to start putting duct tape on your asshole, or else you might be visited by a ghost rapist, all because she's teaching them exactly how it works.
Yeah. Are they very different sorts of relationships? Have they got different energies?
Yeah, you can always feel a difference. The same just with a human, I guess. You can just feel different presences,
so
different personalities.
It's not the same one coming back 20 times?
No, it's often different ones.
But how do you know that? You can't see the ghost, you can't verify that, you can't even ask for their ID. Maybe you're getting fucked by underage ghosts, and now you're going to be in trouble with the law.
I would never, I've got no interest in men now.
Well, what about children? Because that surely is not possible.
I don't know, I've done actually a bit of research into phantom pregnancies recently.
Yeah, I'm sure that research field is pretty sound, scientifically speaking. Phantom pregnancy, that's cutting-edge science right there, cutting-edge research. Probably something she found in one of the anti-vax Facebook groups, I'm sure. But it is an interesting thought to think about. Could you get fucked by a ghost and have a child? Probably not. I imagine if such a thing was possible where she's actually getting fucked by ghosts and they're also not sterile, what would happen is the pregnancy would be kind of like a queef. So maybe she does go 9 months and then lets out like a puff of air. And maybe to the human eye, it's just a queef, but in the spirit realm, it's perhaps a baby, kind of like in Dragon Ball Z, when Gotenks and Trunks fuse together and they like spit out those little ghosts of themselves with one of their attacks that explode. Maybe that, possibly, but I don't know. I would have to look into the research from phantom pregnancy experts.
Which I know sounds
Phantom
ridiculous.
pregnancy doesn't mean you have a phantom.
It doesn't, but actually, there's case studies where people have done a bit of research, and there's... I'm trying to think how to explain.
Yeah.
But there is sort of possibilities that it could actually be maybe the ghost of a child within you, but people don't know how to carry it on to full term kind of thing. But...
I don't want to be the one to tell you Santa Claus isn't real, but I think it's important we rip this Band-Aid off. You will never be the mother to a phantom child like this. I don't think that's how it works. Even if the dimensional barrier is a bit weak around your vagina so ghosts are able to actually fuck you, I think that dimensional barrier is probably the ultimate condom, meaning they will never successfully ghost bust in you and get a child in there. I don't think that would work, but again, I'd have to check what the experts are saying.
Could be explained by sleep paralysis, which is just in those early moments of sleep where you're conscious but your subconscious takes over, and many people describe sexual feelings that happen, that it could be that. Could that be a possibility or not?
I don't think so, because my first ghost used to follow me around the house and kind of lure me in.
Well, you can't argue with that defense. To be fair, I don't think it'd be sleep paralysis either. I also just think it's straight fantasy, but I could be totally wrong. Maybe a highly professional team of paranormal investigators will visit her house at some point and find her levitating 2 feet over her bed, legs behind her head and eyes rolled back doing an ahigo face. There's no telling in this crazy world we live in.
Ideally, I'd like to find one that I would like to settle down with and spend the rest of my life with, but yeah, I'll never go back to men.
Waiting for Mr. Right.
I'd say that's pretty noble. She's just waiting for the right ghost to come penetrate her. Hopefully Mr. Rogers can get his dick in there so she can feel the positive energy from Mr. Rogers and maybe they can live happily ever after, both in the human and spirit dimension. A very interesting story, one that really kind of encapsulates the entire feel of Halloween. So just something to really kick off the season nicely as Halloween is approaching. That's it, everyone. So yeah.
Oh my, that's just revolting. I need to shield my eyes from it. Whoa, shit. Oh, fuck. That's a strong cooter.
Do you want the attention of total strangers and the admiration of this guy that looks like Nicolas Cage from Con Air? Well, it's easy. All you have to do is hold a surfboard up using nothing but your vaginal muscles. Meet Kim Anami, pioneer of vaginal weightlifting and owner of this cool marble. Let's watch her walk through a door. All you need to do is take this small meteorite, put a string through it, shove it up on you until it's shaking hands with your uterus, and put some weight on the bottom of that bad boy and squat it out. It makes you look like the pendulum on an old grandfather clock, but the only time on this clock is pussy powerlifting time. Miss Anami has hoisted a multitude of objects from her vagina, such as donuts, an Oscar, a giant banana, a giant avocado, normal-sized bananas in the ruins of a Mayan city, and an apple. Now let's hear from Kim Anami herself.
I ejaculate across the room.
There you have it. It's easy. All you need is some dumbbells, some scissors, some string, a flying saucer, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Oh, but don't forget your dinosaur egg. This exercise really works all the muscles of the bearded oyster. So if you want your vagina to have the strength of 20 adult kangaroos, then this is for you. But don't just take our word for it. Here's a real gynecologist. Look at this. This real gynecologist is doing real work. My name is Dr. Stephen A. Rabin. My father was never proud of me when I was a child, and he still isn't proud of me now that I'm an adult, which is why I sit here and draw lines around the vaginal wall on this picture. It's a very calming and therapeutic experience for me. It gives me a sense of normality. Bob Ross once said, "There's no such thing as mistakes, only happy little accidents." My father didn't believe this.
When people see me out in public practicing my lifting of different objects, they tend to ejaculate across the room.
Fuck Kegels. Kegels are a thing of the past. This is the future. Hashtag things I lift with my vagina. Don't let your vagina just queef. Let your vagina have relief by holding heavy objects with it and letting it develop the muscles it deserves.